Hello, everyone. Welcome to class. Welcome to directed numbers. Welcome to directed numbers. These are important, very important topics you need in the basic level mathematics. So it's a new topic, and we have few, maybe three or four subtopics under it. So what are directed numbers? Directed numbers are numbers with positive or negative sign. Positive or negative sign. Okay, so what is the difference between directed numbers and the ones we've been doing before? So the difference is that we've only been used to positive numbers. We've only seen positive numbers. We've not really talked about negative numbers. So from now, we now start knowing that we also have negative numbers. We don't only have positive numbers, we have negative numbers. So the numbers you've been seeing, 9 is the same thing as saying plus 9. So the numbers we've been used to are positive numbers. So 6 is the same thing as saying plus 6. Those are the ones we are used to. But we'll now find out that there are numbers we call minus 9. There are numbers we call minus 10. There are numbers we call minus 3. Now, these numbers, minus 9 is not the same thing as 9. No. If a number is minus 9, then the sign must be attached to it. Minus 10 is not 10. Minus 10 remains minus 10. And minus 3 is the same thing as minus 3. So what do we have? So 9 is the same thing as plus 9. You can decide not to put the plus. Plus 9 is the same thing as 9. But when you are dealing with minus, the sign, it's very important. The sign must be attached to it. Okay, so let's see what we have. Directed numbers are numbers with positive or negative sign. For example, 4, which is the same thing as plus 4, plus 7, minus 3, minus 50, minus 5.3. So even the fractions, they can have minus signs. Decimal numbers can also have minus signs. Okay, let's see. So next thing we'll talk about under directed numbers will be ordering of directed numbers. That is arrangement of directed numbers in either increasing form or decreasing form, in ascending order or descending order. So let's see what we have. So we arrange in ascending order and then we also arrange in descending order. I will always bring up this illustration to help my pupils and students be able to order directed numbers. Now, you take plus 8, which is also 8. Let's look at plus 8 and minus 8. We consider these two numbers. Now, 8 is like you have 8. Okay, let me use a round figure. Let's use 100 and then minus 100. So 100 is like, let's say you have 100 naira, that's plus 100, you have 100 naira. And then minus 100 is you are owing 100 naira. Sorry, I'm using our Nigerian currency. So we have plus 100 means you have 100 naira. Minus 100 means you are owing 100 naira. I take it again. Plus 100 means you have 100 naira. And minus 100 means you are owing 100 naira. Now, let me also bring this illustration. 100, okay, minus 100 and then 0. Now I will ask someone who is owing 100 naira, that minus means owing. Someone who is owing 100 naira and another person who does not have, who does not, okay, who is at zero level, doesn't have and is not also owing. Which person or who is the better person? Who is the better person? Who is the better person? So I think we should all agree, or we all agree that the person that is at zero level is better than the person owing. The person at zero level is not owing, he doesn't have, and is not also owing. So it's better than the person that is owing 100 naira. So what does that tell us? That tells us that the way negative numbers are ordered, negative numbers are not ordered the same way positive numbers are ordered. So in in the area of negative numbers, it is the reverse. It is the opposite of ordering positive numbers. Why do I say so? If you have minus 10 and you have minus 5, and then we have 10 and then we have 5. Let me start with these positive numbers. Normally we say 10 is bigger than, I think we can use the sign, 10 is greater than 5. We can agree that 10 is greater than 5. But when we now have minus 10 and then we have minus 10 and then we have minus 5, when we are in the negative number aspect, we'll say minus 10 is less than minus 5. So in the negative number aspect, in the negative number scale, what we have there is the bigger one is actually the smaller one. The one that looks bigger is actually the smaller one, provided there is negative sign. The one that looks bigger is actually the smaller number. So that's just what we are looking for. So it just know that it is the opposite of the positive number arrangement. So if 1 is less than 2, then minus 1 is greater than minus 2. That's just how it is. That's just how the thing looks like. And then you must note that no matter how small the positive number is, positive numbers are always bigger than negative numbers. Positive numbers are always bigger than negative numbers. Let me make an illustration there. Positive numbers are always bigger than negative numbers. So what do we have? 2 is bigger than minus 100. Provided this thing carries minus, a positive number is always bigger than a negative number. Even 0, 0 is bigger than every negative number. Then maybe minus 6 and minus 75. Minus 6 is bigger than minus 75. Remember, it is ordering of negative numbers is the opposite of ordering positive numbers. Now there's something we normally call number line. Let me just explain that a bit. There's something we call number lines. Let me bring that. Okay. So a number line comprises of positive and negative numbers, and then at the center of it is your zero. Sorry. So at the center of that will be zero. So towards going to the right, we have the positive one, we have two, we have three, we have four, 5, we have 6, we have 7, we have 8, and so on. And then coming down here, we have minus 1 going down, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, minus 7, dot. So just ranging like that. So this is what we call a number line. Uh, and then and you can remember when we talked about integers, we said integers comprise of positive and negative whole numbers, something like that. We mentioned integers. So this is an integer number line. We call an integer number line. Okay, so let's move down to arranging the numbers and see what we get. Number one, arrange in ascending order. Arrange in ascending order. So we have 8, we have minus 3, we have minus 10, we have 5, we have 0, and then we have minus 1. Now let's arrange in ascending. Take note, ascending means from the smallest to the biggest. Ascending is from the smallest to the biggest. So what do we have there? Now, the negative numbers will always come first from the smallest. Negative numbers are always smaller than the positive numbers. So in the negative numbers, we have minus 3, we have minus 10, and then we have minus 1. Which of them will be the smallest? Take note that in the negative numbers, the one that seems bigger is actually the smaller one. So minus 10 is the smallest number there. Next one is minus 3. Next one is minus 1. And then we now move to the positive. Okay, we have 0. 0 is in between positive and negative. And then we have 5 and 8. So 5 comes first before 8. So this number has been arranged in ascending order. So let's move to number 2, solution. We are to arrange this in descending order. Minus 17, 15, 0, and minus 6. So what do we have? Which one? Now in descending, remember the positive numbers are always bigger than the negative numbers. So we take the positives first, but the positive must be arranged from the biggest. 15, 10. So we'll take 15 first. 15 is the biggest. And then what else? We have 10. And then what else? We have 0 before we now move to the negative part. So the negative part also must be arranged from the biggest to the smallest, from the biggest to the smallest. So minus 5, minus 17, and minus 6. Which of them is the biggest? Because they are moving in descending order from the biggest to the smallest. So minus 5 is actually the biggest, and then minus 6 follows, and then minus 17 becomes the smallest number. So this is arranging in descending order. So this is what we do. This is the first thing we need to know in ordering of decimal numbers. Sorry, ordering of directed numbers. You must know how to arrange them. You must know how to arrange them in ascending or descending order. So we have activities here. Please do well to pause. We have two activities. The first part is arranging in ascending, and the second part is arranging in descending. So activity 1, you have to arrange in ascending order. Please pause the video and copy out the question. And then activity 2, you have to arrange in descending order. Thank you for watching this video. Please do well to like, to share, and also subscribe. See you in the next class.